Okay, let's be real for a second. We've all got these incredibly powerful AI models at our fingertips, right? But how are most of us using them? Pretty much like a glorified search engine. You ask a question, you get a simple answer, and that's it. We're totally missing out on the features that could literally change the way we work. So you know what? Let's fix that. Let's do it right now. So here's the plan. First, we're going to talk about the big trap almost everyone falls into. Then, I'll show you a much smarter two-phase approach. We'll get into gathering outside info, connecting it to your stuff, and then turning all that data into actual things you can use. And at the very end, I'll wrap it all up into one simple formula you can start using today. So let's get into it. Why do so many of us try out these amazing tools like Gemini Pro and just feel kind of meh? Well, it almost always boils down to one simple mistake. It's a trap, really, that takes this powerful brain and turns it into a machine that just spits out boring, generic advice. Let me show you exactly what I mean with a real-world example. Let's say you run a B2B software company. The typical average prompt goes something like this. Create a marketing campaign to get me 200 leads. And what does the AI give you back? A perfectly logical and totally useless list. Run some ads, optimize your landing page, do some email marketing. I mean, thanks, but you already knew all that, right? And here's the thing. This is the critical part. The AI isn't wrong, but it's completely useless because there's zero specificity. It knows nothing about your business, your customers, your market, nothing. And just settling for these surface-level answers, that is the #1 reason people give up and miss out on the incredible power these tools actually have. Okay, so how do we get those powerful results? It all starts with a simple shift in how we think. We have to stop asking these little one-off questions. Instead, we need to start treating our goal like a complete project. And that project can be broken down into a couple of really clear phases. And the framework is dead simple. Just 2 steps. Step 1, the research phase. This is where we gather all the intel. Step 2, the execution phase. This is where we take that intel and actually build stuff with it. Seriously, that's it. This 2-part structure is the secret to getting super specific, high-quality results every single time. All right, let's jump into phase 1, research. Look, instead of just guessing what might work, we're going to use the AI to do the heavy lifting for us. It's going to go out and gather real, up-to-the-minute data about our competitors and what's happening in the market. We're basically automating what used to be the most boring, time-sucking part of any project. The way we do this is with a feature called Deep Research Mode. And this is key. It's not just digging through old training data from years ago. No, it actively goes out onto the live web, right now as we speak. It reads tons of sources, compares them, and then builds a fully structured report for you, with citations and everything. And the difference this makes is just staggering. I mean, think about it. The kind of research that would take a person, 4 hours of Googling and reading and taking notes? It gets all of that done in about 3 minutes. This isn't just shaving off a little time. It's a total game changer for how you start any project. And the results? They are anything but generic. Remember that useless list from before? Run ads, do email? Yeah, forget that. Compare it to this. For our software company example, the deep research report came back with super specific, actionable stuff. It found things like, hey, webinar funnels have really high conversion rates, and product-led YouTube videos are a huge driver for leads. Now that is something we can actually work with. Okay, so the research tells us YouTube is a goldmine. Great, but just knowing what works isn't really enough, is it? We need to know why it works. We need to get tactical and break down what our competitors are actually doing in those successful videos. And this is where it gets really cool. You can literally just drop a YouTube link into Gemini, and in like 30 seconds, it analyzes the entire video. And I don't mean it just gives you a summary. No, it deconstructs their whole strategy. For our example, it figured out the exact pain point they used in the hook to grab people. It identified the live demo as the moment that kept people watching. And it even caught a super smart change in their call to action. We basically just got a complete blueprint for a winning video. So now we have all this fantastic intelligence about the outside world. But here comes the real magic. The next step is to connect all of that market research with our own private internal data. We do this using something called the Workspace extension. Think of it like a secure bridge. It lets Gemini connect to your Google Drive, your Docs, even your Gmail, and find information that's relevant to what you're working on. It's like inviting your entire personal knowledge base into the chat. And the amount of information it can handle at once is just Insane. We're talking about a 1 million token context window. Now, what's a token? Just think of it as a piece of a word. But a million of them? To put that in perspective, that's like feeding it 750,000 words, or the entire Harry Potter series, basically, and having it remember everything in one single conversation. It's huge. But here's why that matters. It's all about how it puts the pieces together. So Gemini looks at our new external research and says, competitors are really weak when it comes to interactive tools. At the exact same time, it's looking through your drive and finds some old report you totally forgot about that says, hey, our best ever campaigns all used interactive tools. It's connecting dots a human could spend all day looking for or just miss completely. And what happens when you connect those two dots? You get this. An incredibly specific data-backed strategy. Not just a vague, you should make a lead magnet. No, it's our primary lead magnet should be a YouTube campaign promoting a free workflow audit tool. A conclusion it reached by pulling insights from all those different documents to find the one single best path forward. Okay, so we have our strategy. It's backed by data. All of our research and internal docs are loaded up into the conversation. Now, we can finally stop planning and start doing. Let's actually create the assets we need for this campaign. And this is another place where that old, generic way of prompting just falls flat on its face. The old way is asking for a generic image for AI automation, and you get a generic image. But the new way, because Gemini knows everything about our project, we can ask for a hero image based on our campaign strategy, using our brand colors with the text "free workflow audit" on it. And would you look at the result? It's a massive leap forward. We get this beautiful, professional visual that totally fits our brand. But you know what the real magic is? Especially if you've used older AI image tools? The text? It's spelled correctly, and it looks like it's actually part of the design. That used to be impossible. This is a real, ready-to-go asset, and it took seconds to make. So there you have it. That's the whole workflow. We went from a super vague goal all the way to a finished, launch-ready asset. And we can boil this entire process down into a simple 3-step formula that'll take you from being a casual chatbot user to a legit project builder. And it really is this simple. Number 1, always load your context first. All your research, your internal documents, your brand guides, get it all in there. Number 2, connect your data. Use those extensions to link everything together. And number 3, build complete solutions. Stop asking little questions and start using all that context to build the whole thing. That right there, that's the fundamental shift. And look, this formula works for everything. It doesn't matter if you're a developer digging through code, a student trying to make sense of a dozen research papers, or an entrepreneur building a company from the ground up. The process is the same. So really, there's only one question left to ask yourself. What complex project are you going to build first?